Welcome to the Strategic Management Accounting course, where we teach the value-adding steps and processes necessary to execute strategy. Whether you are just starting up or looking to grow your business, then this course is for you. With your host, Dr. Neil O'Connor.
Maxim's Cafe de Coral, what I need you to do now, you're in charge of employees for that organisation, and I want you to think about what would the strategy map look like for Maxim's Cafe de Coral. There is one of the solutions of the strategy map in your PowerPoint slides. I don't want you to look at that. What I want you to look at now is to think about what would come first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Would this be first or second or third or fourth or fifth? What would be the order where something happens first, then that leads to the next story, that leads to the next? Can you do that now? I'll give you 90 seconds to do that. Go. Do you know what to do, everyone? Do you know what to do?
Rank those six accordingly.
No, don't rank it in terms of importance. Think about if you do one, then that leads to the next. I want you to think in terms of a causal linkage. Okay? No, don't rank them in terms of importance. They're all important. Okay, what would go number one? What's our number one? Can we have some participation, please? Huh? Well, let's put one selection. Okay, then that will lead to what? Employee satisfaction. And then that will lead to what?
Employee added value.
And then that will lead to what?
Customer satisfaction.
Why would that lead to customer satisfaction?
You can serve your customers better.
Pardon?
You can serve your customers better if your employees are motivated.
Okay, does everyone agree with that? Does everyone agree with that? Well, I need to know. You've got to tell me, okay? You don't have to agree. Marks for anyone disagreeing is good too. All right, customer satisfaction will lead to what?
Buying behavior.
Okay, and then that will lead to what? Lead to? Maybe? Okay, is there any other story in that, in these various objectives? Is there any other story there? Another story? All right, what about, okay, selection leads to employee added value. And then if they're adding value, then they can be satisfied. And then, customers are satisfied. But maybe customer satisfaction improves employee satisfaction. Maybe employee satisfaction improves added value. Come on, is there any... Put your hand up if you agree with this first one. Put your hand up if you want to modify the first one a little bit. So, why do you believe that this is correct?
Because if we select the correct employees, they are motivated to work hard. Then,
Sorry, what causes them to be motivated to work hard?
I think it's more the staffing. For staffing, we define it as you allocate them to, you give them the right job fit. So in that case, it will lead to higher satisfaction as they will be able to do what's within their scope.
Okay, so now they're satisfied because they're actually able, they feel they're providing added value in their job scope. Right? So therefore you're describing this one. Added value, and then they're satisfied. Not this one, they're satisfied, then added value. So which one? Which one are you describing?
But it can work for the other case as well.
No, the one you just described me is if you place employees in the right position, they're going to provide added value. And the feeling of, oh, I fit this position, oh, I'm going to be satisfied.
I think she means like they fit the position so they're satisfied, then they add value for the company, then they work harder.
So Eunice, what do you think?
I feel agree with her.
Pardon?
I agree with her because I won't add value
Unless
if I'm not satisfied.
It can work for both ways.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be satisfied if I feel I'm not adding value.
You're my boss.
Jim, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with them. That
Oh, come on. How come there's too much agreement? There's too much agreement in this class. Isn't anyone got an alternative story? How do I reward you all? All right. Has everyone got an alternative story? Any alternative stories here? Good try. Okay. Any alternative stories? Pardon? Oh, Joey, yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
You have a selection. You select the people who are, you know that is the best fit to a particular area of their job, which helps them add value to the company, where their abilities can be best exploited to derive the highest results. So in this case, the second one actually makes more sense than satisfaction, because selection helps you filter out what employees are suitable for one job, and this leads to satisfaction.
Oh, so you're arguing for this one now? Oh, good. I've got a supporter. Excellent. Yes. Yes. Royce. Hey?
Looking at the customer buying behavior, you analyze it, then you select your staff based on that. Then after that, it will actually become more of employee satisfaction, and it will add value, and thus customer satisfaction, then sustain profitability.
Right. So now you're saying, oh, customer satisfaction can drive employee satisfaction. Yes? No.
Actually, I also not really. Okay. First one, buying behavior. First one is buying behavior first. Then
All right.
Buying behavior.
Buying behavior drives?
Selection.
Drives selection, yes. And then?
Then from selection, you have added value or satisfaction? Satisfaction. Then added value.
it's basically the same idea.
Same, you just hooked it around. You're playing me, Royce. But that's all right. That's a good try. I like that. All right.
Effort at this.
Okay. Anyone else would like to participate? Okay. All right. Let's not spend too much time on a very simple example. Here's the first learning. Here's the point. Oh, here's the point. Are you ready? Okay. The point is that by getting you to argue and agree and disagree over what comes first, second, third, and fourth, and fifth, actually makes whatever you end up agreeing on even stronger. Because what happens in a lot of organisations is, the boss comes in, we're doing a retreat. Oh, I think this is what happens, then this and this and this and this. Everyone agree? Yeah. No one wants to disagree with the boss, right? You know, no one's going to say, no, I disagree with that. Okay, especially if it's in Asian culture. You understand that. Come on, you're going to do that in your first job. You did that in your internship. You know that. That's the culture. But you've got to change the culture to set the right strategy map. If you just have it top down, then what Royce believes is different from what you believe, and what Eunice is different from what Cheryl believes, and so everyone's different, and then that doesn't get revealed in the formulation. And then you go to the next stage where you attach measures to it, and then Royce says, well, I don't believe in this anyway, so I'm just going to game the system. And then you've got your Chapter 5 problems. Hello, Chapter 5 problems, gamesmanship, behavioural displacement. You want to avoid that. And that's the thing that textbook doesn't do. Textbook gives you the head knowledge. Textbook tells you about costs of control. What I'm doing now is telling you how do you avoid those costs of control. Chapter 5 doesn't tell you how to avoid gamesmanship and behavioural displacement, negative attitudes and all that. What we're doing now in the process of doing a strategy map is to set the right setting. So you get lots of argument and disagreement over the strategy map. And then once it's finally agreed to, then it's going to be stronger. So you bring a consultant in like me and actually we get that discussion going. I want disagreement. I want argument because I really want to know deep down what you're thinking. Not just, it's okay, it's okay. You know, I want to go back to my work at the end of this day anyway. This is such a waste of time being in this workshop. Seriously, that's what, you know, employees go to the workshop and they just feel that they're wasting their time, but their boss says, oh, you've got to go to training. You've got to improve your productivity. Okay, that happens all the time. All right, so I've got to get you on page here. And if you don't get people agreeing on the strategy map, then you have problems. Here's one answer. I'm not saying that this is the only answer. Okay, but what we're going to use that, your homework for Thursday is to come up with measures to go beside each of these. All right, I don't really care if this goes before this or the other way around, or customer buying behaviour leads to that. That's not the issue. The issue is everyone agreeing that this is the best way, the best story that tells the story of the organisation strategy. Because once you get agreement, guess what? The culture gets stronger or the culture gets weaker. Culture gets stronger. So guess what? You start to have a stronger P in the RAP, right? If you have a stronger P in the RAP, then you don't need as much A, you don't need as much R. Hello? There's our first 3 weeks again. So what we're doing the last 3 weeks is doing all the how. Well, how do you actually get stronger? Right? Start with the culture. How do you do that? Get disagreement out, and then agreement back in. Okay? Very important, especially in Asian organisations where the hierarchy tends to dominate and the power comes from the top. And it tends to dominate. But really, stories of the strategy should be led by who is the customer, why are they buying from the organisation, and how can the organisation innovate, be flexible to meet the customer's needs, because they're always changing. How can they innovate and be flexible with new products and services, because competitors are always changing. On Saturday, I told you that customers, how to provide more value to the customer. Remember, that was one dimension. The other dimension, how do we beat competitors? Because they are both changing, organisations need to be flexible and they need to be strategic. And they need to keep their eyes open all the time on where their strategic competitorship is. All right, so here's your next test. We go to a more detailed strategy map. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this one? This is on your PowerPoint slide and the solution isn't in your PowerPoint slide. So don't look for it. Okay, so I'm excited about this one. We're going to put you into 3 groups. Let's. Who would like to be in group 1? I mean, made up of groups. You know, groups of groups. So group 1, group A. Let's do group A. Let Jim Joe go Muckley. All right. Let's. Okay. Group 1 is here. A. Are you happy with that? Okay. All right. 2, where's group 2? Hands up for 2. Quick. We're going to, what we're going to do now, we're going to set up a coffee shop. All right, how many of you want to invest in a coffee shop? Hands up. What's the problem? You don't need you have money or don't have money?
No money.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's not your problem, okay? You can always get money, but if you really believe in the product you want to sell, then money is never a problem. All right, but that's more another time. Okay, group 1, you've got to do a story. Where's group 2? Okay, group 2. Wait a minute. Okay, the group 2, the back row, and the second back row. Okay, you with me on that? The back row, second. Yeah, you 3 are with group 3. Okay, and group 3, you 2 at the back are in group 3. Okay, are we clear with that? So on the count of 3, if I when I yell out the number, you put your hand up so you know which group you're in. Group 3? Okay, good, good, good. Group 2? And Group 1? Hi. Hi. Yeah, okay. All right, good. Okay, here, there are 3 stories. Okay, who wants to do the first story? We want to win. We want to get all the customers into the shop by providing fantastic coffee. Who wants to go to that one? Okay, done. Yes. Group 2, you've done that. Okay, thank your friend for that. And we'll give a reward for being so quick. Okay, you've got to be quick in this world. If you're not quick, okay. And if you want, if you want to do another one, just blame your friend for that. Okay, it's too late. All right. Number 2. Now you've got group 1, group 3 left. You ready? The next story. We want to win our coffee shop. We want to improve the loyalty of the customers by providing a great experience.
Ladies first, ladies.
Oh, you're so nice, Jim. Okay, all right. I'll learn that. All right. Okay, all right. All right, Jim. There you go for being nice. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So, improve loyalty, create a great customer experience. And group 3, you've got to create a story, the same objectives, link them up, to improve margins by being an efficient business. Improve margin, group 3, improve margins by being an efficient business, okay? So we're talking about productivity, we're talking about cost control, cost down, okay? So you got the idea of that? All right, class, you've got 3 minutes to come up with a story. How do you do a story? You link any one of these up to the top. You start here and you go to the top. You may bypass any part at any time. Just create a story. You don't have to link all of the, you don't have to use all of the objectives.
It's okay. Okay,
Good on you, Royce. Give Royce a hand. Come on. All right, come on.
First of all, we're going to train our staff to get barista qualifications from the best kopi school ever.
Okay.
Then,
Here. Okay. Speed it up, Royce.
then
Come on.
after that, okay, we're going to engage in product innovation. Okay, we're going to change from the ones that we'll be using Nescafe Instant to an expensive Italian brand.
Lily, like Lily. Illy is okay. All right. Next. Okay, and then.
Okay, then we're also going to improve our equipment. We're going to buy quality equipment, a high-tech Italian coffee machine for expensive Italian brand.
Yeah.
Then we're going to standardize this because we want to provide consistent and high quality coffee for consistent and high quality experience for every customer that comes.
Okay.
And hence we'll be offering a great coffee sensation experience. And it will increase our sales revenue.
Okay. Can we do that with an Italian accent? No, that's all right. Okay, so this is awesome. Sales revenue, then increased profit. So I like that. That is awesome. So this is something that describes, what have we got? This describes the fantastic coffee. Maybe this is kind of a story that you tell. And it's a story that you get everyone on the same page. All right, let's do the next one. What about improve loyalty by providing great customer experience? Who would like to volunteer? What? Don't drop it. Pass it around. Who would like to? Anyone? Yes?
Outside. So to develop a customer-focused culture, so first we will move on. We will monitor the look of the coffee shop. We will with glass and stainless material to give them an exclusive feel. Next one. To give them a special feel that when they're in our cafe, so that they have an enhanced coffee experience.
Okay.
This will be followed by buying a high-tech Italian coffee machine. This may be a side point, but then it's part of the store's decoration to convince them of our fluff.
Fluff? Sorry, what was that? Fluff? Was that?
convince them that we are investing capital to enhance their overall experience.
Well, why don't no? Well, if that's the case, why don't you just buy a plastic one that looks like the real thing? Save lots of money.
Because that will give them the feeling that we're trying to scam them. So
All right, can we get to the point of the story? You're here now. Where are we going now?
after that, we'll be going to having quick, reliable, friendly service staff that don't keep customers waiting, so that you'll be satisfied when they come to our shop.
And then?
Then, following that, it will lead to an increase in customer loyalty, which they'll come back to us.
Okay, through sensation, right?
Yeah.
And then revenue, and then that. Okay, so that's good. That's pretty close there. All right. So that we might bypass that extra deviation that you talked about. But like it's not about incorrect, correct. But it's about there's multiple stories that can be told with any business. What about the last one? Improve margin, be an efficient business. Who would like to tell a story for that one?
So we train staff to order online.
Shh. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And then we move to purchasing raw materials online.
Okay, so we're here, then we're here,
there.
and here.
Then we move to improving inventory management.
Okay, that's good. Yes.
Then we go all the way up to reducing operating costs.
Oh, straight to here. Really? Wow. Get to the point, don't we? Wow. And what else? Is there some way to get to there? Is there some way to get there? Maybe we go bypass some of these. We go bypass any of these? Okay, so I think you got the point here. What about this one here? So you're talking about train staff to order online, move raw materials purchasing to online. We've got improve inventory, so they can go directly to operating costs, but also they can also be associated with great coffee sensation. Okay, you don't always have to bypass that, and they can go straight to here, but directly to here can work also. All right, so what's the point here? That in some ways there are multiple stories when you show a strategy map. And it's possible if we didn't go through that and work out, okay, which one are we going to focus on? Just pretend you'll work for me. We just set up a new coffee chain, and it's sort of staff, what would you call it? Staff onboarding. Do you know what onboarding means? You know, say initial week of training before I send you out to the coffee chain. All right? And so I get you to participate, to think about all the different stories, and just show you that, okay, sometimes you may be doing something, but there can be multiple signals coming out of what you're doing. And you just need to know why you're doing it. So, for example, offer a great coffee sensation had signal of great coffee, but also a great customer experience. You see that? There was two with that one. So you need to be aware of that. And so part of the problem with doing this here, the simple one is, how do you define selection? Someone said, how do you define selection? If you define it in this way, then this is how it will fit in. You with me? Well, let me give you an example of how you can define things by what arrows go into it. Let me show you. All right? So here, you're defining offering a great coffee sensation is part and parcel of the actual way it's actually offered. Okay? So you're defining this in one way. You're defining the fact that the way that they serve you actually adds to sensation. Okay? Now here, let's go here. This one is you're offering a great coffee sensation because it's a consistent, reliable process. You see that? So you've got the same thing here, but it's defined in this way, and it can be defined in that way. And so you're actually adding clarity to, if I'm in charge of making the coffee, then I know exactly what my role is. If I'm in charge of just serving the coffee, then I know what my role is. What a strategy map does is it clarifies the roles that you have in the organisation by associating your role to a particular objective in the strategy map. You know what contributes to that role, or what is needed to do the role very well by the arrows that go to it. And you know how your role contributes to other objectives by what arrows come out of that role. And that's why the strategy map is so powerful. And I haven't even started to talk about measurement. Okay? We're just in the culture stage. We're just developing a culture where we all come to agreement of, okay, what are we going to do? okay, and you come to agreement, then it's going to be even stronger. Once you start putting measures on this, the measure is going to be more powerful. Less behavioural displacement or game plan because you've come to agree with those objectives. Game plan occurs sometimes because you don't really agree with the objectives, or you don't really feel that the processes the organisation's emphasising is right for what you think the organisation should do. So you play games, you do shortcuts. Okay? But if I bring you in on the culture stage, then your game plan is going to be less because you've internalised the culture. Okay? So that's one way of dealing with Chapter 5, costs of control, by going through this process. So there you go. That's one of the hows that I want to take you through today. It's time for a 5-minute break now. Have a 5-minute break. When we come back, we're going to go through your homework that you need to do for Thursday. Okay?